Yo, what's up guys? It's DustWrld. Welcome to I think this is the first video on the channel. What's up guys? Yo, everybody who's watching this video, how does it feel to be an OG? Like you really new to this, bro. Like you really you a day one. How does it feel, bro? How does it feel to be a day one? Like you're really cool like that. In a few years, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, DustWrld's so cool, DustWrld's so this, DustWrld's so that. Y'all are really gonna be like, bro, I've known him since day zero. I was a day one. I was a day one sub. Matter of fact, y'all should subscribe right now just to secure your spot as a day zero, bro. If you read the title, then you probably know this is my 300-day survival Minecraft world. And you're probably thinking right now, this does not look like 300 days worth of work. You got a house made of cobblestone. You got holes in the ground. You got a sugarcane farm exposed like that. You got all this stuff that's off. Like there's why is the mine shaft exposed like that? Is that a mine shaft or is that a basement I take villagers to do my deeds? Let me explain myself. This was my original house. This was the first house I had in this Minecraft world. This is the OG house. So this is where I started everything off. And I thought if I'm gonna give y'all a tour, then I might as well show you where everything started. So before we get straight into it, I'm gonna take us down here. This is pretty close to spawn. As most players, when they find a village that's pretty close to spawn, they want to set up shop. I think I stayed in one of these houses for a few days and then I was like, wait a second, this place is kind of cool. Oh shoot, wait. Ah! So many people! So many people! No! 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 No. Yeah, okay, that was a great start to this video. I forgot where I was at in the first place. After I stayed here for a couple days, I realized this place is pretty cool. You know, this is a pretty cool location. There was a mountain right next to it, and I was like, okay, I haven't done terraforming. And I'm gonna just start off. I'm gonna start this off by telling you guys I don't know how to do a lot of things. I've been playing Minecraft for the better half of 10 years now, and I never really got too good at it. If you know what I'm saying. I never got too good at anything specifically. You know, I've dabbled in redstone. I've built some okay looking houses. I've built some okay looking things, but I've never been that good at building. I've never been that good at redstone. I've never been that good at PvP. I'm kind of I kind of do it all at 50%. Kind of that's what we're dealing with over here. So I've never terraformed or anything like that. I didn't do a bunch of texturing and stuff like that. So I just kind of expanded this into like a upside down triangle. This took so long for me to do, bro. I remember it was like 2 straight sessions of just watching YouTube and building. So I have this minecart that leads up to the top island, and that's how I would transfer the villagers for my initial trades. And I didn't want to do trades too early, and I didn't want to do them too much because every time I start a villager trading on early, I feel like it's overpowered. It's like getting an elytra on day one. Like it kind of makes it boring for me. I have a horrible habit of quitting worlds when they're barely even started. You know, like I'll quit a world 20 Minecraft days in just because, you know, I get sick of it. We're gonna start things off by going down here into my failed strip mine. I didn't really do much here, but I just want to show it. We're doing a world tour. We might as well tour the world. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, I don't like getting too overpowered too early. That's why I'm still at, you know, I'm still at full diamond. I'm still at full diamonds. And I just barely started like locking in with villager trades rather than looking for books or using enchantment tables. That took me way too long to say, I'm not gonna lie. Looking for books or mining for them. I mean, not mining. Looking for books or making or you. But yeah, so that was the strip miner. It's pretty lame. But yeah, we're gonna take this up here. This was my sugarcane farm. And my, you know, auto fisher that I was using back then. My house wasn't too bad for what I had. You know, all we had access to was, you know, spruce and cobblestone. I had a bunch of cows over here. Oh, I have all those. I could look, get some of those potatoes. And down here is where I would keep the villagers. I got the carry-on mod to move it over there. Yeah, and this is the house. Pretty chill. I got a little carpet in there. Got some early game storage. Just a bunch of BS. Yeah, I would say that this world is semi-vanilla. That's how I would put it, where I'm not using any mods to change the game. I'm not using Biomes of Plenty or anything like that, but it's just like everyday mods. Like I'll use the carry-on mod, and some people think that's cheating. I don't really. No way I'm about to die right now, bro. No way I'm getting bombarded right now, bro. I'm recording a video, child, and we are pretty much here. I'll explain those in a second, but for now we're gonna stick with the main part. Okay, so this is my house. This took way too long to build, and for me, this is pretty good. I know there's a lot of crazy builders on YouTube, so if you're looking for a crazy builder, this isn't the place. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be pushing the limits with my builds, but they're my personal limits. So if your standards are high, you better drop them soon. But yeah, this is my kitty. I haven't given him a name yet, but he's chilling. Let's go into the living room. So basically, this is it. I want to furnish it more. I want to furnish it more for sure. But yeah, it's a cute little painting. You know, they're cute. Got some candles. I've been kind of going for a purple vibe in this world. I don't know why lately. I've really been messing with the color purple. Back here is my jail. These are the only two people in here. Still need to give them names too. It's a lot easier to not give people names when it's your solo survival world rather than a YouTube channel. But yeah, I need to furnish this too. Y'all, please give me ideas of stuff to put in here, and also ways to improve my builds, because I do want to make this my forever world. I've never had a forever world before, and I would love to have a forever world. So that kind of hangs above the living room. And then over here we have all of my storage, which I might have to expand on soon, because mainly the dirt, bro. The dirt's getting out of hand, bro. This is a pig. I don't know why this is going on with the boat. I think that's a glitch that's been happening lately. It happened to me and my friends in the survival world, but this is my friend. He's a pig. I had that boat in there with this villager inside of it, and then after I moved him, I kind of left the boat in here, and then somehow a pig wandered his way from inside of that door all the way into this boat. So I think it was destiny. If you could help me with some names for him as well in the comment section down below, I would deeply appreciate it. Now let's go down here to my bedroom. This is the bed. Like I said, I've been going for a real purple vibe. And then I made this while I was watching it. I was like, I need to fill this space in this wall right here. So I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna just make the invincible suit right there. That's the nether portal. This is a map of where we're at. You guys are gonna see in a little bit. I really like making maps. It's fun. And then, yeah, it's a little flower I found. I think it's really cool because it turns on at night. And then over here, we have a similar thing going on with this. We have an axolotl. I think he has a name. He definitely has a name. I just forgot what it was. If you have any ideas for a name, leave it in the, like I said, it's a lot easier to give your dogs names when you're recording it for a YouTube video or you're in an SMP. But yeah, and this is my little flipper. I think it's pretty cool. Sometimes I just be flipping it until that happens. This is my board. I recommend this to anybody who quits worlds a lot. Don't worry about this one. This board is just a list of things that I want to do in the future. They're goals that I set and builds that I want to complete. You could drop some ideas of what I should build in the comment section down below. And now we go out. So this is a little pathway I did. It was pretty satisfying placing the flowers. Pretty cool. I like the path. I don't do paths too much. I want to do a new one with some more texture and variation and block variations. And also, this is the way to my zombie farm. This is made out of tough bricks and the new wood. I know it's not that new, but I digress. I like tough bricks a lot. I don't know why, the color makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. This is my zombie farm. I just had to add on to it because I was getting so much armor that I didn't use. Then over here, this is still the jail that I was showing you guys earlier with a little basketball hoop. Then over here is my farm. They're making stuff for me. I was doing potatoes for a long time. Now I'm doing carrots. I'm trying to lock in with my golden carrots. At first, when I was doing potatoes, I just liked the potatoes because I thought they were funny and cool. Then I realized if I want to beat the Ender Dragon soon, I should start locking in. Yes, you heard that right, folks. I have not beat the Ender Dragon. In 300 days that I've been playing Minecraft on this world, I have not beat the Ender Dragon. And that kind of goes into the topic I was talking about earlier in the beginning of the video, discussing how I don't want to rush things. I've hesitated to beat the Ender Dragon because then you beat the Ender Dragon, you get the Elytra. Oh yeah, this is an iron farm. It's pretty cool. You get the Elytra. You get the Elytra, you can fly around, you fly around. It kind of gets boring unless you set a long list of goals and are actively making YouTube videos or it's a server. Things kind of get stale, at least for me. I just always wanted to avoid that. I'm gonna move some of this stuff over. So in this world, I kind of told myself I want to stick to diamond armor for a little bit. I want to not get too many totems. I don't want to start a raid farm. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get an Elytra yet. I think that changes today. I want to beat the Ender Dragon in this video today. But yeah, this is the iron farm. It's a pretty chill concept. Not that it's pretty. Oh, so yeah, I'm never doing that again. I haven't done the pathway for this section yet. I added on to this. So this was originally just like a big hill, and then I cleared a lot of it, and then I added to a lot of it. I made this all flat over here. I think I like the way it looks now. I had to make this little enchantment area because I didn't need one for the longest time, because by the time I moved over here I was already decent in chance and I had a couple villagers and stuff like that. But then there was some other stuff. I got a mace. I got there were a couple things that I got that I wanted to enchant. This is my beacon made out of full iron. I've genuinely thought about getting a beacon of full netherite before. The idea kind of scares me because of how tedious it is. But if you guys would watch it, I would make it, bro. This is my giant nether portal. I made this. This was my most recent build, actually. I think it's pretty cool. I like how this is kind of bleeding out. I want to execute this a little better, though. I want to add to it and make it look like the obsidian is bleeding out into the overworld. And this is my family-friendly drinking place. So you just sit here and get some apple juice with the boys. And this guy, he tends the apple juice. You can call him an apple juice tender. Not to be confused with the chicken tender. I'm not gonna play 13. I'm gonna play the best song in Minecraft. So, how was work? Was work good? Heck yeah, brother. Okay, now I gotta do 30 seconds of touching grass. 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20, 21, 29, 30. Okay, this is my villager trading hall. This was a very recent build too. I actually took a break from building this to go build that because this was annoying me so much, because dealing with villagers is the worst thing of all time. But I just wanted some simple trades, just an organized way of trade. So they're just, you know, we'll go over here. This is the super smelter. It's not that super. It really isn't that super. I would love to add more rows, which there's plenty of room for. And I'm gonna have to do that very soon. But yeah, it's pretty chill. It smells pretty fast, so it's like, can't really complain. By now you guys are probably wondering what these giant rings in the sky are. They're actually for when I get an elytra. Pretty early, I think right after I built the house, I was like, I should build something for when I get an elytra. And so I would pillar up with dirt up into the sky and build the rings. And that took a while in itself. I died quite a few times actually. And now, like, every time I look up in the sky, I see that some of them are off by a lot. And it kind of stresses me out. So I try not to look at them, honestly. But you're probably wondering where I get all of these villagers. Because there's no way I'm taking a bow with a villager and just like doing that all day. It's actually a really cool practice. We just have to go down this really quick. And then we jump around these walls to go to the village. basically, oh shucks. And then we go back, break this minecart, and then we go around the wall to the village. What happens is we lure a villager, whether it's with a boat, whether it's whatever, whether it's just one that comes up here to sleep. We get them, we put them in this minecart, and it says to Funland. So the villagers all like, yeah, I get to go to Funland. And then you put them in the cart, you flip the lever, you give it a little push, and it goes straight to Funland. And you see that big sign, Funland, yay! This is the example of what happens when you don't pay attention and you don't act right. Then we're like, you want to go to Funland? They're like, of course I want to go to Funland. And you put them in this minecart, you give a little push, they're like, yay, this is Funland. This is such a fun roller coaster. This is a really cool Funland. That takes pretty long, but you know, the best roller coasters do take pretty long. Then they hit that, you break the minecart, you take them up here, straight to prison. I think that might be the most controversial thing in my world, but since we discussed the village and Funland, I might as well discuss what this is. I recently decided I'm bored and I want to make a crane. You know, those giant things that have the wrecking balls? I just want to make one. So I'm kind of working on that in the background. I might finish it for a video, who knows. And now that I'm sleeping, I'm realizing that I did forget to show you guys something. And it's my cozy little library. And this is a map of the whole thing. This is what the whole world looks like as of right now. That was a wool farm. I didn't really show you guys that, but it's nothing special. It's a wool farm. I want to build a building for it, make it more woolly, maybe a giant sheep or something. And I used to have a minecart in here, but I kept like sliding against it, like just walking around and stuff, and it would push it to the side. Is it raining? It's raining. But yeah, you could see how this could be cozy though. Just a cozy place to chill. Sip some coffee, read a book or two. I think some of these are actually enchantments. I forgot which ones. That's pretty stupid. Yeah, it's DustWrld. Isn't that crazy though? I don't even remember where my own enchantments are. There's Fortune 3 a couple times. It's pretty good. Mending, okay. Smite, okay. This portal and the big portal that I was showing you guys earlier are actually connected. You could access the same place through both portals. Whether I'm on this part of the world versus that part of the world, I could still enter the nether through the same spot. And where my nether hub is based, it's actually pretty crap. I would love to redo my nether base. So this is it. This is all it is right now. It's pretty cheap materials. Spots that I haven't replaced yet. There's a door. And then yeah, but it is pretty close to a fortress. So that's a plus for sure. It's just a really ugly part of the nether. And I'm always scared I'm gonna fall off and die. I should have made this like 2 or 3 wide. But we're gonna go straight back home because I'm worried, because when I'm recording, I feel like I'd suck here. And also the nether sounds are kind of scaring me. I do want to build more in this world and make it more of a visual. And I want to get better at building in this world. And I also want to beat the Ender Dragon. So let's do that.